Good morning, everyone. This is Christian Duke, StrengthAddicts.com, brought to you proudly by IronMagLabs.com, makers of Dream and Grow deep, restful REM sleep every night, every time you take the pills. Let me tell you something here. The Super League thing, another great sounding organization making great promises. Bodybuilding.com is involved. Other sponsors are involved. At what level? Who knows? To what extent? Who knows? To what time period? Who knows? We have great people involved on the judging side, although they claim they don't judge athletes based on physique, but physique and strength are really the only two things that factor a champion, and you can become a pro in a very expeditious manner, and it's going to have exposure, and, more money is going to be put back in the pockets of the athletes, although the events are going to get more successful. And, I saw a video from someone that I really respect, and I got the impression like they were kind of crapping on the NPC IFBB promoters a little bit. Even though they didn't say NPC IFBB, because NPC IFBB are the two biggest shows in town. So when you're going to attack the way something is done in mass over a long period of time, and you're aiming at the top of the heap, at the top of the mountain, that's who you're talking about. People are getting a little bit more crafty because they don't actually want to say the actual names of the organizations, but they'll describe them as being, the longest running, where the best athletes compete, the best productions. We know what you're talking about, but the reality of the matter is that, unless you know what promoters' massive risk is taking each and every show, unless you know the crazy overhead they're responsible for, unless you know the work they have to do to collect NPC dues, sell NPC cards, unless you know these things, unless you know what NPC fees are used for, unless you know what it means for someone like Dave Lieberman to not only, and Todd Pember, to not only have to have a show like the NPC Northern Natural USA or the NPC Natural Ohio, but to also have a massive expo. Now, yes, it's true, promoters do make money. It's a business. This is capitalism, folks. This is in North Korea. But the idea that they don't put money back into the sport, that they don't get better venues. I mean, I saw a video with someone saying, well, these promoters are so greedy that, they have a successful show, then they get a smaller venue and a smaller venue. Most promoters are locked into a venue because they can't find anything better, because it's very difficult. A lot of venues don't even want to have bodybuilding shows because of the huge risk of Pro Tan or Jan Tan or whatever, and great companies, but they're just scared of people leaving marks all over, with their feet, touching stuff. They don't know. A lot of people, this is a very difficult. See, promoters, I'm sure, probably know what I'm talking about, because they have to not only find the venue, but they have to find the venue that will want to have the event there. Also, people don't know much about bodybuilding. They don't know about bodybuilding fans. They might think we're a bunch of ruffians and we're going to tear shit up when we're really not anything like that. You know what I mean? Promoters have to deal with all this, okay? And then on top of that, you look at Dave Lieberman and Todd Pember. They were at the Lakeview High School for many years, and seeing that the venue just could not hold any more fans because it was so popular, they moved it to the Cleveland Public Auditorium. I don't know what folks are talking about with promoters not caring. You look at Brent Jones. I mean, Brent Jones has his events at the Galt House, which is like the most exclusive, ritziest, nicest, classiest hotel in Louisville. You look at Gene Good. Gene Good's got it at the Frankfurt Convention Center, which is so beautiful, and everybody always compliments how wonderful his stage looks. And unfortunately, this is the last year the event's going to be there, because I think they're tearing the place down. It's unfortunate, or maybe I don't know what's going on there, but they won't let him have another year. So, I mean, I've been to events all around the country where people, the promoters, the thing is, a show is an extension of a promoter's reputation. It's an extension of the promoter's heart, So, listen, guys, I don't like when new federations come around and vilify promoters, because people don't realize how much they actually do. You know what I mean? A lot of promoters that bring guest posers, that's another financial risk they have to take. They have to not only be able to cover the guest poser fees, they have to make money too. They have to pay their staff, their expediters, their presenters, their MCs. You have no idea how hard it is to be a promoter. I'm not even a promoter, and I don't realize how hard it is. So when someone new comes around, or and says, oh, we're gonna use all this money that you don't need to give in, for these NPC cards, because they don't understand, or they don't think you understand, and they sure as hell don't think you're gonna ask why. They're like, well, we're not gonna sell cards, but you are selling cards because you're a new federation. You got to give $99. What is that? It's like, you know what I mean? You have to pay to play. You have to pay to be in an organization that's physique-based, or that's powerlifting, or that's bodybuilding, because it's not the NBA, it's not the NFL, it's run completely differently. That's why when you're a pro, you don't automatically get, this massive salary, because the money's just not there. I know you think the money's there because people come online and say, oh, athletes are being screwed, and we're going to pay you for your image, and we're going to pay you each time. It's just not there. It's not the NFL. It's not the NBA. You know what I mean? And what I hate about these new organizations, and I'm not attacking Super League, because, nothing that I've seen has come from Super League, but rather people that are really excited about it, or maybe involved with it to some extent, or maybe just are excited. I don't know. Look, I don't like when new federations come around and shit on how things are done now, or also not only shit on things how they're done now, but blur how things are done now and say how great they're going to be and all the promises you're going to make, and then athletes see that, leave the NPC and the IFBB, go to these new federations, realize that it was just a bunch of hot air. And, I'll tell you something, the NPC and the IFBB, especially with a lot of the folks that have gone to the last two recent breakaway federations, the NPC and the IFBB have been very forgiving and allowed many of those athletes to come back, and they're enjoying great placings, great success, and even pro cards. But the reality of the matter is, it hurts the athlete. It doesn't really hurt the NPC and the IFBB so much, because the NPC and IFBB will always be the best. I don't care what anybody says. You call me a suck up all you want. They are the best. But the athlete looks stupid. The athlete looks stupid, and I think the athlete's number one.